They didn't just trade with the ancient world, they helped run it. They minted their own coins when most kingdoms still relied on barter. They controlled sea routes that connected Africa, Arabia, India, and Rome. And at their peak, they were counted among the four greatest powers on earth. Yet today, almost no one talks about them. This is the story of the Kingdom of Axum, Africa's forgotten superpower. Long before modern borders, in the highlands of what is now Ethiopia and Eritrea, a powerful civilization began to rise. Its location was everything. Axum sat at the crossroads of worlds. To the west lay Africa's interior. To the east, the Red Sea opened a gateway to Arabia, India, and the Mediterranean. While other kingdoms fought endlessly for land, Axum mastered something far more powerful: connection. Think of Axum as the ancient world's logistics hub. If goods moved between continents, chances are Axum had a hand in it. By the 1st century CE, Axum had grown from a regional kingdom into a global player. Its ports, especially Agilis, buzzed with merchants speaking dozens of languages. Gold, ivory, incense, spices, and silk passed through Axumite hands. And Axum didn't just trade. They taxed, they regulated, they controlled. This wasn't a passive crossroads, it was a command center. What truly set Axum apart, though, was confidence. While many African kingdoms were powerful, few announced it to the world the way Axum did. Axum minted its own coins, gold, silver, and bronze stamped with kings' faces and royal symbols. This was more than money, it was a message. We belong among the great empires. And the world listened. Roman writers listed Axum alongside Rome, Persia, and China as one of the most powerful states on earth. That is not a small claim. At its height, Axum's armies expanded deep into Nubia and across the Red Sea into southern Arabia. They weren't just defending trade routes, they were projecting power. But Axum didn't rule through chaos. They ruled through structure. They built massive stone monuments called stelae, some towering over 70 feet high, cut from single pieces of rock. These weren't just graves, they were statements of permanence. We are here, we are powerful, and we are not temporary. Then came a transformation that would define Axum's legacy forever. In the 4th century CE, under King Azana, Axum made a decision no African kingdom had made before. They adopted Christianity as a state religion, not through conquest, not through coercion, but through belief. Axum became one of the first Christian empires in the world. Even before Rome officially converted, this changed everything. Churches rose where temples once stood. Coins replaced pagan symbols with crosses. Axumite identity fused African tradition with a new global faith. And unlike many ancient religions that vanished, Axum's Christianity endured. It survived invasions. It survived isolation. It survives to this day. But power is fragile, and the very systems that lifted Axum up slowly began to turn against it. By the 7th century, global trade routes shifted. New Islamic powers rose across Arabia and North Africa, controlling key sea lanes. Axum found itself cut off from the Red Sea world it once dominated. Imagine building your wealth on highways, and then waking up to find every highway rerouted overnight. Trade declined, influence faded, cities emptied. Axum didn't fall in flames. It faded in silence. The kingdom slowly retreated into the highlands, evolving into medieval Ethiopian states that carried Axum's legacy forward but without its global reach. And over time, the name Axum slipped from the world's memory. But forgetting Axum doesn't erase what it achieved. Axum proves that Africa was never isolated, never passive, never behind. It was innovative, connected, and powerful. Axum traded with Rome as an equal, challenged Arabia militarily, minted coins, built monuments, and shaped faith. It was not a footnote in history. It was a chapter the world chose to skip. And now that chapter is being remembered. Because Axum was not just Africa's forgotten superpower. It was proof that global history has always been more connected than we were taught.